Alright, this is the second lesson in Revit. Hopefully by now you have a basic site plan with maybe some trees, a driveway, some topographical lines, and you kind of have a basic understanding of that. Now we're going to go ahead and do a slab. The walls and roof and all your house sits on top of a slab. It's structural, it's important, it be strong. So in Revit, they put it under a pull-down menu of structure. And you can see it says slab here. So before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and click on level 1. And I'm going to click slab. It's going to default to a 6-inch foundation slab. And I'm going to go ahead and type in 4 inches, which means it's going to be 4 inches above the ground, which is good if it rains a lot. The water's not going to come rushing into a house. It might be more or less than 4 depending on building codes, but let's just put 4 in for now. So we're on level 1, 4 inches, 6-inch slab. So a pause, get that set up. Okay, so next we have our basic drawing tools here. So I'm going to pick line, and you would start to draw the foundation of the house you've planned out. In my class, we're doing a 1,000 to 1,200 square foot small house as a first project. So you would do that, just kind of get the line going the right direction. You can type in, and it's going to be feet by default. So you want to go ahead and get that done. And notice these snaps pop up when you want to connect to another line on the other side. Alright, if you have a detached garage, then you can go ahead and add that in, or if it's attached. Alright, so kind of get your garage and your house. There's a guest house, do that. So once you're done with that, hit the green checkbox. And on site plan, you're not going to see it. Level 1, you should be able to see it. And under 3D, you'll be able to see it too. My graphics card isn't quite showing it. But that's that. One more thing as far as a slab. A lot of building codes, if you're doing a concrete slab, you're going to have a slab edge, and Revit makes it really easy. Basically, all you have to do is just click on the edges of your concrete slab, and it'll make the edge for you. And that just makes your slab even stronger. So we go to 3D. Let's see if I can show that to you. Computer is really lagging, but you can see we're looking now from underneath the house, but there's the concrete slab and there's this edge that's usually required in building code. So we have our site plan. Here's level 1. So the next kind of thing that would go on top of the slab would be walls. And there's 2 types of walls. There's walls here under structure, and there's also walls under architecture. So I'm just going to say to go to the one under architecture for now. Be sure to save your project. So as far as walls go, always be looking in this area for information. For example, there's all kinds of walls you can pick, and we'll go over these more in the future, but the main thing I would just say is that if you're going to do an interior wall, I would pick probably one of these. It's kind of modeled for interior of the house. And then basically for the outside, you could just pick the generic 8-inch. I wouldn't go less than 8 inches for right now. And there's some other concrete and brick and other things, but maybe just pick generic 8-inch for right now. What levels it's going to be on? It's going to basically be level 1 for the first story and level 2 and so on. If you have an offset, you might need to put in something like 4 inches for that, depending on. And is it going to connect up to the second story? If it is, you might have that clipped as well. So the other thing to pay attention to is that notice if I start to draw a wall right now, the wall is spilling half, it's spilling half off of the slab. That's bad. So sometimes in interior walls you might want this wall center line, but for doing the outside walls I would suggest doing finish face exterior. What this does is it'll put the wall so that it matches the edge of your slab. Notice how this is correct, and notice how this is not correct. The wall is now hanging off the slab. So what you're going to do then is just go ahead and, it's pretty easy, you're just going to go ahead and pick your points. And because you've already done your measuring, alright, so when you complete what they call a chain, you'll see the wall right there. And if you have an error or whatever, just hit the undo button and start over with that. And let's just see how it looks in 3D. So you can see the walls. Try and zoom in here. As far as doing interior walls go, the way it works is you could switch to an interior wall and you see Revit's pretty good as far as it cleaned up this wall here and attached that. So as long as you're clicking the wall, it should kind of attach to the wall and clean itself up. Clean mean that there's not a line going from there to there or there to there. Tricky part of Revit is getting used to dimensioning. For example, if I click this wall, Revit has 2 dimensions right now, and I can just quickly change these dimensions. You can see when you move one dimension, it moves the other one. So a lot of times what you want to do is, if you want it to go, if you click this dot, so here's the dimension here. Like I said, you can type in a number and change it. And then these blue dots here, you can move this, hold your mouse button, and you can move it to a different area if you want to. Like I moved it to the outside of the wall now, because usually dimensions are from the outside of the wall. And if I wanted to, I could move this guy as needed. You can click this button here, and it makes the temporary dimension permanent. So now I could drag this out of my house to have another lesson on dimensioning, but to get you started, when you do interior walls, the main thing you have to do is just click a wall. AutoCAD's going to have some dimensions there, and you can type in a number. You can make the dimension permanent by clicking this button, and you can move the dimensions. You can actually move these to the outside. So I'll do a better job of showing you how to dimension in the future. So try and get your interior and exterior walls in, and I'll start the next lesson off going over dimensioning of everything. I'll kind of get a house ready so you can see it. Alright, thanks for watching.